Hi folks, welcome to Sue's garden again. Now it's been probably more than a full year since I last did a video of my garden, but it's a lot tidier now. I've been here in this house 18 months, so this is the progress I've made so far. Start off with my little grandson's little sweet pea planter. It didn't do very well. Now obviously you people who live in Great Britain will know how the weather's been. It's practically rained every day since Christmas. It's almost been like 5 hours on, 5 hours off. We've never known anything like it. I know you people abroad know England has been rainy, but it's just been phenomenal. But anyway, it's brightened up a bit now, thank goodness. I mean, look at that. It's still a bit cloudy up there, but I don't know if you can see this now. The sun will be in it, in the camera. It's lovely, fluffy clouds over there. Still a threat of rain there. We're still getting sprinkles. It rained in the night, and it just threatened to rain. But because the sun's come out, I thought I'd quickly do this video. Yes, good for the Olympics that it's brightened up. Anyway, these are tomatoes. I think they're called Moneymaker, grown from seed by my mum. A bit late in the season. Again, everyone's put off the gardening, I think, because we just haven't been able to get out. There's been so much rain, so she planted these seeds and now they've sort of bolted a little bit. But I've just come out and tied them in and pinched out the side shoots and that. So the sweet peas round the bottom, again, they're not doing very well. Over this side, I've got my small greenhouse. There you go. I've got peppers that I planted from seed last year and kept them inside through the winter. Now, as you can see, it had a good one growing there, but then the sun came out on, for the odd occasion it came out, and scorched it, so that's not very good. And also, there's a bigger one down here. Let's have a little look. You can see that there. Oh yes, that's quite big now. There seems to be a little tiny little hole in the side there. I don't know what that is, but anyway, again, it's all experimental. I mean, look at that one. That's fun, eh? What's happening to that? Strange. But anyway, as I say, I've got these things mainly out of the interest of growing them. It's really good if something comes of it, like something to eat. But it's quite, look, there's a lot of peppers there. There's some peppers there. And loads of flowers on still. And down the bottom, I've got melons. Again, look, not doing well. Look at that. That's a cucumber. That's a cucumber. That's doing okay. That's another cucumber that's not doing very well. And I've put a couple of nasturtium seeds in because I thought, well, when they flower, that will attract the insects to actually pollinate my melon and cucumber. They're supposed to be kept in a proper greenhouse though, so maybe if they've had a bit of a chilly night, it's probably got them there. But anyway, I'll carry on with those and see how they get on. Now, look at the nasturtiums. You can't go wrong with nasturtiums, can you? Most of these are self-seeded from last year. If you remember that I had them all along this side last year. This is my grapevine. You probably remember that from last year. Now, I think I've got to cut off some of the top bits. I'm not sure what, so again, I'm going to have to look it up on the internet. All hail to the internet. Look at the lovely show of marigolds. There's little bee. There you go, little bee. They're lovely. And I buy these little things here for my grandson's amusement. There we go. More nasturtiums growing up the fence. Put some net in there. I actually planted some peas behind there, thinking that the peas would come up first and then the nasturtiums would stay at the front, but obviously not a very good idea. I think the peas have been a bit buried there. I think there is some. Hang on a bit. There's a pea there, look. There you go. Not doing very well though. Here is my apple tree, Braeburn. But again, look, not doing very well. Oh, I don't know if I should give up gardening. But anyway, oh, this is some mildew or I don't know what it is. Another couple up there. Not too bad up there. It started here and I pulled some off and it went there and now it's gone around that side. And I think these here and those up there are the only ones without the mottled effect. But earlier on in the season, again because of the wet weather, I came out one day and this tree was absolutely infested with green fly aphids. So much so I had to cut one of the branches off there. And I'd give it a good spray a couple of times. They're okay now, but again it was all due to the bad weather. Got my hanging baskets now. I'll have to stand back now because I want you to see this. Now in these lovely tubs, lovely colourful tubs I got from Morrison's, no Wilkinson's this one, I put in some beans, runner beans, and 4 sunflower seeds. Now there's a couple of runner beans took alright, but can you see the stems of these sunflowers? Absolutely amazing, like bamboo. Now look at this, I'm going to have to stand back here. Just look at this. Up and 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 up. Now how tall do you think that is? That's got to be, well I'm 5'4". That's got to be at least 10 foot, 11 foot. Look, see the bumblebee in that one there. Tracks the bees. I'm hoping we'll get loads of seeds from these when they dry out. You see that little bumblebee? Lovely. Oh, it's gone. Right, so, and there's my hanging baskets. They're looking quite nice. The petunias have come on nice. Right, these are, I was getting mixed up. These are lilies. These are canna lilies. That one hasn't come up. These are self-seeded nasturtiums. There. And here's one of the tubs I did last year. Now really they should have been tipped out and repotted because they're overcrowded. But again, the weather's just, we'll keep putting it down to the weather. So the weather's been terrible. And there again, my pots from last year, looking quite nice. This is a new pot I bought, marked down from Morrison's, strawberry planter. What next? These are tomatoes planted from seeds. I planted these. There's only 4 plants in that container, 4 in that one and 4 in that one. They're called Tumbling Tom, and they're like cherry tomatoes, tiny ones, but they're just coming on there, look. But there'll be loads. Well, if they all fruit from all those flowers, we're going to have hundreds. Well, that's good. There you go. Whatever. That's another. I think that's a. I always get them mixed up, don't I? Canna lily or calla lily. No, it's not that funeral type of lily. It's the other one. It's the one that looks a bit like, I think, an iris. So I think that's a canna. Oh, I don't. Anyway, you'll tell me, no doubt. Now, this cellophane is my husband's idea. He said it will keep off the slugs. Now, can you see that keeping off the slugs? I'm just going to crawl underneath. But he said that when they touch it and it makes a noise, it'll scare them away. But anyway, but to be perfectly honest, it seems to have done the trick. Maybe not with the slugs, but maybe with flying insects. Maybe, you know, a bit of breeze and that rattles and it keeps them away. Anyway, another planter there again from Wilkinson. £5 each. I read on the internet that marigolds are quite antiseptic for the soil, so it's good to put marigolds in where you've planted anything, because it seems to release something into the soil that sort of cleanses it. Don't know how true that is, but anyway, this is again more sunflowers with beans running up. And again, this is not quite as tall, but it is quite tall. Look at that. And lots of flowers on the top. I thought that they only had like one flower on the top, but this type must have sort of, you see the way they're coming out the sides? Ah, that's good, isn't it? There's going to be a lot of weight at the top, so I've tied them onto the fence there. This is Tayberry I planted last year, and it's, look, it does have some fruit on there. There you go. Oh, they're lovely. They're not too sharp, not too sweet. They're lovely, they are. And look how big they are. Just wish there'd been more. But it's doing okay. That's the second year of that. And again, I put some sweet peas in. My sweet peas never seem to do much good, but they're coming on a bit better now. But look at these in this little tub here. Not very good. Doing a bit better now, but see how they were at the bottom on that side. Now this is a raspberry. But again, because of the weather, we have absolutely been inundated with slugs, and they've just eaten everything. They've devastated most of the marigolds. It's only because we've had it like a week or so of not too, I wouldn't say dry, but not too wet weather, and the marigolds have come on again. But I mean, look at this side here. Look, that's just been eaten away by the slugs. And it's strange because I get slugs in my garden, and my mother gets snails in her garden, the ones with the houses on the back, like the shells. So that's strange, isn't it? Now, those are grown from seed from my son's garden. Picked them, I got the seeds last year, and I planted them last year. They've got some nice little yellow flowers on, but I can't see any at the moment. And then when the yellow flowers drop off, they go into this little red berry, which is quite pretty. I like the pink of their leaves. Pretty, isn't it? But Mum said don't put it in your garden because it's really invasive. She's got it in her garden. It grows everywhere. She gets pulling it up. Right, onto the vegetable side. My courgettes. If you watched my video from last year, you know I like my courgettes. This is only the second year I've grown them. And more strawberries there. Another couple of sunflowers there. Not quite as tall as the other ones, but getting there. But you see those sweet peas? Not good. And these were peas. I had a few peas off them, but again, they were so close to this fencing. The slugs come down there from the garden. They don't mind coming on this wood here, and they come right down. And I did put some slug pellets in the bottom, but they sort of almost bypass the slug pellets because they just go straight onto the plants. And there's a pea. There's some peas. So, and I think that's the first year I've grown peas. So, as you can see, they haven't done that well. There you go. But the courgettes are coming on well. Now, this is a sort of mould. Now, I've read that it doesn't do any harm, really, to either the fruit or the plant itself. So, I just, when they get really bad, I just pick these. Ouch, they're quite prickly, these are. Just pick these bits off. But you can still eat the vegetables from them. Look, there's another bee, look. I must say, I'm not scared of bees or wasps. I've never in my life, touch wood, been stung by a bee or a wasp. People say they wouldn't dare to sting me. But anyway, right, I want to tell you something as well, right? I planted out, these are my runner beans. I planted my runner beans in little pots, as I usually do. They were coming on really well, beginning of the season. Thought it's time to plant them out. Planted them out, and one by one, they gradually died off. And I said, what the hell's happening to my runner beans? So I dug one up to have a look, and in the soil around the seed and in the seed itself and in the roots, there were the most tinsy-wincy white maggots, and they just destroyed the bean seed, the actual bean I'd planted. I'd never seen anything like it before, so again I looked it up on the internet. It's quite difficult to find actually, and they turned out to be bean seed fly maggots, bean seed fly maggots. And I wrote to several well-known gardeners and gardening sites, and they all said there's absolutely nothing you can do about them once they are maggots. The only way to stop them is to dust your bean seed with sort of this what do you call it, pesticide, before you actually plant them. But once they're there, all you have to do really is dig the plant up and make sure you destroy these things. They stay in the soil and then they hatch out into flies, which then in turn lay more eggs. And of course the conditions were just right for them, cool and wet. And I lost all of my beans, and I had to replant. And this is the second lot, so obviously these are really late, but they're coming on well. The ones I showed you over there with the sunflowers, most of those died. There's only a couple that survived, and they've got flowers on now. So this was one that survived. Now you can see, look at that, that's a mess, isn't it? So even if the plant survives these maggot things, it will go like that. It will be distorted and deformed, and it will do this, it will sort of split stem, and all the stems will be spindly. Now I was going to pull it up because it just wasn't doing well at all, but I thought, well, I'll put this cane in. Since I put this cane in, look at this. Isn't that miraculous that as soon as it must be sort of genetic, that as soon as they've got a cane by the side of them, they seem to have a purpose in life. And then it's gone on to start climbing up the cane and producing quite nice leaves from this. I mean, nature is marvellous, isn't it? And then I think these maggots actually went on to my courgettes, and again there's 4 there, 4 there, 4 there. When they'd finished with them, I'd got all I'd got left was, I think, 3 or 4 out of 12, which is outrageous. And so I had to plant some more in pots, let them get well on in pots, and then replaced what I'd had to dig out. And now they've sort of caught up with the 2 or 3 that were left from the first planting. So really I'm pleased with how well it's done this far, because I almost gave up a couple of months ago, because it's awful to see all your stuff dying in front of your eyes and not be able to do anything about it. But anyway, and again my husband's done all this, he's put all this cellophane round the bottom. I said, well, the thing is, we won't have anything to judge it by. You should have done half with the cellophane and half without, because then we could definitely have said whether it worked or not. I mean, that one there without the cellophane, I've only just recently planted that from a pot, so that's not a judge either. And that one's been planted from a pot recently. So I said, well, you haven't really done a good thing there, because you should have left some cellophane off some of them, because we would have been able to compare them. Now, this here, I'm so thrilled with this, because I've never planted sweet corn before, and we love eating sweet corn, but I've never grown it, and I'm absolutely thrilled so far with this, and I just hope I get some fruit come on it. That's my rhubarb, and it's overpowering my sweet corn at the moment. I'm going to have to cut some of these off because it's making it lean over. But look at that one now, that's fantastic. I'm so pleased. You have to plant these, you can't plant them like that, like the runner beans, side by side against the fence. You have to plant them in a block, because it aids to pollination. Although hopefully when they do get some flowers on, I will come out and help to pollinate the flowers. So yeah, so that's my sweet corn. Absolutely marvellous. Might be able to sort of make one of those James Bond films where they run through the sweet corn in America, but they'll have to keep running backwards and forwards, won't they? But anyway, so this is I think this is Victoria, called Victoria rhubarb. There's two plants in there which really, they're overcrowding each other a bit, but it's coming on really well. But it's only just started to sort of produce the thicker stems, but I think I do need to cut it back, because it needs the smaller bits cut back, I think, so that the bigger ones can get thicker. But anyway, now I had my garden laid out, so I've got 2 rows of runner beans sort of in a zigzag, and then I've got this sweet corn here in this container, and then I've got asparagus up that corner. Well, we had so much rain, the garden flooded, and my husband had to dig a sort of drain away system here under those concrete blocks. There is pipe work so that it carries the water along here and under the sweet corn container, and under some more blocks there, down to a drain that's there, because we were just flooded. So then I had to dig up my asparagus. Now there's the asparagus. I planted it last year, and you can't harvest it for a couple of years. It said just to let it grow of its own accord. Of course I had to just pick it up and throw it in a container, so it's just stayed in there for a month now. But so I'll have to find somewhere to put that. But hopefully this year's rains will be a one-off, so you know, we can sort of get rid of all this pipe work soon. Now in here I planted carrots. Now again, I've never planted them before. There's too many in there, and they don't seem to be doing that well. And I made this top with some stretchy elastic to try to keep out the carrot fly. As they say, every time you disturb it, it sends out the carrot odour and the flies hone in on it. So I'll put that over. Now the water can still get in, the rain can get in, but hopefully the flies can't. I was hoping that this weave would be small enough. I don't know how small these carrot flies are, but hopefully they can't get in through that. So that's that. Some more beans here, runner beans. So hopefully I should still get a decent amount of runner beans this year. I bought that water storage unit with a tap on it. That comes from that pipe there, which in turn, when it rains, it goes on top of that small roof there. It's just an extension to the kitchen, and it comes down there, and then it just drops into that storage, and then when that's full, the overflow can go into that. Just a spare bin we have. Right. Oh, those are a couple of clematis they've got to go in the back of the garden once they've established a bit better. There's some more strawberries. My mum gave me those. And more or less everything's planted out of this small greenhouse. Apart from a couple of things. Oh, that's quite. I'm pleased with this. This is a cordyline. There's a seed I planted. Took it from my son's garden last year. He's got a massive couple of cordylines, massive ones. So I took some seeds, planted quite a few. That's the only one that took, and it's doing quite well. Needs watering. Must do that. These are more peppers. Some marigold seeds drying out there. And that's about it. So there you have my garden this year. Oh, the slabs I got from my mum's, and I just levelled the garden and placed them on top. I haven't cemented them or anything. And then my little grandson was helping me fill in the spaces with some stones just to make it look a little bit better. Some ornamental stones. But I think that's it. I think you'll agree that it's come on a bit from last year. And I hope you've enjoyed watching my video. And I'm sorry I haven't kept up with them, but I've been really disheartened what with the weather and the maggots, and you know, just didn't really help at all. So as I say, thank you for watching, and hope you've enjoyed my little video, and I hope to do some more. Should really keep up with it. My husband's been on to me to do the video, and as I say, I was a bit disheartened, so I didn't do it. But it's looking a bit better now, so. And look at the sun shining, and the games are on, so that's great. Speak to you soon. Bye.